Welcome to Meaty-B's recipes. Today we will be making chicken and cheese enchiladas. For this recipe, I have here a shredded up rotisserie chicken from Costco. Any shredded chicken will do. I got my preferred cheese blend. You could also use the Mexican cheese blend. I'm going to be making another recipe, so I got a large bag of corn tortillas, some olive oil. I'm going to be cheating and seasoning my chicken with just some taco seasoning. And these are my two favorite enchilada sauces. Do want to try to make sure to get the milder the medium. They can get pretty spicy unless that's what you want. And I have some sliced black olives that I'll be putting on half of it. So to get started, I'm going to warm up my oil in this little pan here, and we're going to actually cook the enchiladas for about 30 seconds. Just lightly simmer them, help them be flexible, otherwise they'll just crack and break when you try to roll them up. So I have about 20 corn tortillas here. I'm guessing that'll be about enough. You gotta be careful with the paper towel there, and just put them in, count to about 15. You'll see some bubbles form, and then you just give them a flip. If it's not hot enough or you don't cook them long enough, they will tear on you when you try to grab them. And so you just want a slight skin to form, and then every so often you add a little more oil as you need it. So we'll do a couple of these and then move on. Yeah, that's nice. Some people speed up this process and they add the enchilada sauce straight to the oil and kind of mix it up and cook them together. This is my preferred method. I made an executive decision since we're doing chicken. I'm also going to make green enchiladas. That's actually my preferred flavor when doing chicken. Cheese I always do red. It don't taste bad with the green, it's just my preference. But we have a guest over that doesn't care for the green, so I was just going to do red, but they'll get eaten. So I have a plethora of tortillas. I've kind of been separating some of the bad ones, and I lost count, but that's fine. If there's extra, you just sprinkle a little salt on them and heat them up. They're quite tasty. Typically, by the time the oil drips off the first one, it's time to flip the new one. You just want to look for a slight browning on the edges. You want them to still be pretty flexible. And then, like I said, you just add maybe a half a teaspoon of oil every few. You could fill this up and basically deep fry them. It's just the oil could get pretty hot on you, and you'd have to just adjust it by adding fresh tortillas and fresh oil each time. It helps cool the pan down a little bit. Just about done. Like I said, I lost track of how many I'm actually doing, but just as a demo, if you try to bend them when they're raw, they kind of typically want to break. on you. The cooked ones, they're nice and flexible. You gotta do them while they're warm though. You can, like I said, technically also cook them in the sauce. That's why I'm not too worried about the count. Like, if I run out, I'll just add a little oil. These are all rejects. They all came out of the package broken, but like I said, I'm going to be making like a enchilada style casserole in the next video, and I could use the broken ones for that because you end up breaking them on purpose, so it's perfect. These two recipes go well together. So I have 2 rotisserie chickens shredded here. For the enchiladas, I'm only going to need 1. So I'll separate about 1 chicken's worth and put that aside for the other recipe. Wash my hands real quick. And then I'm going to add a couple cups of cheese. This is the taste. You don't have to do cheese at all. I like it. I'm not trying to make a healthy meal here. I'm sure it's possible to cook this kind of food in a healthy manner. I'm just not about it. And before you open your enchilada sauce, you do want to give it a good shake because it does separate. So before I forget, we'll do that. And I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of taco seasoning. If you buy the packets, I'm guessing it's 1 packet. And then we just kind of toss it and give it a little taste. And if we want more seasoning, we'll add more. If we want more cheese, we add more. This is quick and simple. It's not a recipe. It's more of a technique video, I would call it. You could use just Monterey Jack cheese, or like I said, you could use the Mexican blend. You could just use mild or medium cheddar. It's all to your preference. We just want to make sure to get everything incorporated pretty well. And then we'll just give some a taste. Tastes good to me. All right, on to assembly. It's going to be a little tricky for me to get this on video. Confined workspace. I got the sauce slightly simmering. I just threw it in with the tiny bit of oil that was left. And it occurred to me that this is going to be quite messy. So I put on some gloves. But basically what you're going to want to do is kind of dunk the tortilla. This is half the sauce. You do half of the sauce in here, and it does get hot, so the gloves help with that. A lot of people will just get a cookie sheet and they'll do multiple at a time. But I'm just going to go this way. And then you just pick a side and roll it. If it has a hole or a tear, obviously you're going to want to try to keep the tear on the bottom. And just put in as much stuffing as it can take. And repeat the process as many times as it takes. So again, there's no real measurements, there's no exact anything to this. If you want to make them thinner, make them thinner. This one had a pretty good tear in it, but we're going to be scooping these up with a spatula anyway, and it is what it is. This isn't that's getting too hot now. I'll turn the heat off. This isn't a professional kitchen or anything. This is just my lunch today. I mostly make these videos for my family in Greece. A lot of them are curious about the food we eat over here, and some of these ingredients are starting to show up over there now, but they just sit in the grocery store. Nobody knows what to do with them really. Maybe some tourists will come, But yeah, you just keep making these little tasty cigars of meat, and then when we're done, we're going to take the leftover sauce, pour it over the top, and then add cheese. You want to roll them as tight as you can without tearing them. And again, it's a lot easier if you fry them a little bit first. So I'll keep working on this, and we'll meet you back here in a few minutes when it's time to move on to the next step. Kind of also tuck them in, you know, get the most out of the pan that you can. You want them in there pretty tight. Everybody's hungry, and instead of doing a whole tray of chicken, I'm gonna do basically half chicken, half cheese. So I have 9 chicken there, and I'll do a few cheese. It's basically the same thing, it's just we're only filling them up with cheese now. And we'll do 7 of these and get them in the oven. Well, we could probably do a bit more than 7. We'll probably be able to do 9 of those also. So I will likely end up needing to cook more tortillas by the time I get to the green sauce, which is perfect because then I could just use my little pan again. So we'll meet you back here when these are ready to go in the oven. So I've got 18 enchiladas total out of that, and as you can see, I used almost all of my sauce, which is nice. So waste not, want not. I'll just put that little bit of sauce that's left over and cheese right onto the enchiladas, and then we cover them with the remaining sauce from the can. And you could do them wet or dry. I like them pretty wet. And I'm gonna be you could buy 3 small cans and do this and make 2 trays. So I'll cheese them up. I got the oven heating up to 425, and I'm gonna want more cheese than this. I know that probably looked like a lot of sauce, but it does soak up quite a bit when you cook them. And then, like I said, I like them pretty wet. Again, it's all to your preference. If I tried to do another tray with that can, it wouldn't have been enough sauce. But they do sell smaller size, something like this, and it would actually come out just about right. So we'll cheese them up nice and gooey. Hopefully I'll be able to tell which side is which. It don't really matter because this will be gone by the end of the day. So we'll have it for lunch. And optionally you could put diced onion on here, or some black olives. We'll just throw a few. I'd rather save the majority of them for the next recipe. These are more for looks than anything. They don't add much to the finished product. And they go into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes at 425 until they're warmed through. And you want the cheese to just start to be bubbling. It's been 20 minutes. These are looking scrumptious. It would be better to let them set a while before trying to serve them, but we're all hungry. So I'm gonna give it a go. The first couple are the hardest. I mean, it don't matter if they end up getting cut. Too bad. These are served pretty well with Spanish rice and beans, refried beans, or you just do them as is. Again, I like them pretty wet like this. That's just my preference. You could use half the sauce, or like I said, 1 can, large can, and 1 small can. But as always, I hope you try this video and enjoy, and check out my other videos. Thanks for watching.